I feel like it's been such a unique opportunity to work with all the people. And I feel like you, us as well, like our industry is a win-win-win when we're, finding families who need help. We're able to place the family. Then we help the relocation company with placing the family. And then we get to take care of them while we're there. And then you guys are the same. It's like you're helping the host save money. And then you're also providing really high quality things for all of us, for these families who are staying in our homes. And so it's been really sweet for us to work in an industry where it's like a win-win-win all around as we get to help people and make money doing it, which is really fun.
It's how business should be.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody should win.
Right. Yeah. So we're just so thankful for just Host GPO coming alongside us and what we do with teaching people how to furnish and expressing the importance of amazing furniture and contractor grade furniture and all of that and taking care of the guests. Like hospitality is top for us. And so we have just been thankful for your guys' checklist and even being able to help us help the people that we're teaching in our community save money. So it's been really, really great.
Hello, everyone. We are here with a very special guest that we're super excited to have on our channel. This is Jeff from Host GPO. He is the co-founder of this amazing company, and he has quite a story to share with us. So we're going to dive in and just get to know Jeff and learn the ins and outs of how he started and why he started this company. So without further ado, Jeff, I gave a very poor introduction of who you are about, but maybe for the masses, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Jeff Iloulian. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Host GPO. I've been in the vacation rental industry about 10 years. Before that, I was an attorney. I was practicing law for about 3 years. And like most people, fell into the vacation rental industry on total accident. I read this article about vacation rentals and how to create a home. And this was back in 2014. And so I started my first vacation rental with the home across the street from mine, which was vacant and was going to be vacant for a while. And I just kind of fell in love with everything about this. So setting up the places, showing people around my hometown, really interacting with guests and helping to create memories for people. That was really something I was passionate about. And I learned that it could be pretty lucrative too. And so started, with one, then went to 5 and went to 10 and went to 50. When we were at our biggest, we had 150 properties that we were operating. But over the course of, this time that I was setting up vacation rentals, I probably set up over 250 homes. And these were everything from like apartment buildings to, luxury stays. We're talking $3,000, $4,000 a night stays, to, cabins and small, getaways that were, $100 a night or a couple $100 a night. So I really have had a lot of experience in this industry doing short-term rentals, midterm rentals, furnished year-long rentals, property management for normal buildings and finding regular tenants, had a brokerage, was helping to, buy. So I've done a lot of stuff in the space. And the last kind of 5 years or so, I've really been focused on Host GPO. And we can get into that later, but essentially Host GPO is just a place where you can go to buy furniture, linens, amenities, rugs, art, decor, mattresses, anything that you need to set up and restock a vacation rental property the right way or a furnished property the right way. And we have all that stuff available at a discount in one place. And so that's kind of Host GPO. And that's the overarching journey of kind of how I got here.
So awesome. So awesome.
So inspiring
Yeah.
too. I love it. So how many personal properties do you currently have?
Well, when I started Host GPO, I wound down my vacation rental business. I actually sold off a big chunk of it, split up with my old business partner, a bunch of different kind of exits, liquidated some of the units. So now I only have a handful that I still manage. They're the ones where either I go there because I like it when I'm there, or they're just so good that I just, I can't let them go. And they've been operating for, 7-8 years. And look, there's a lot of talk in this space and in this industry about set it and forget it, passive income, all this kind of stuff. That's really, really hard to get to. But I will say that like some of these after 7-8 years, like they're pretty solid. They don't require a ton of attention. You know, you have your maintenance programs in place. You go in, you do inspections, you have the right team, and it's really not that bad. But yeah, I still have some of those too.
I love it. That's so inspiring and encouraging, and it's motivating. I'm like, that's so fun. And I love like streamlining the process too, how important it is to have a great team. I feel like we're learning that and how important that is as well.
Yeah, and how to be a leader, and not, I think a lot of people, or me, I can only speak to my own experience, but definitely hired a team early, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, and was really reliant on my team to create the processes and figure it all out. And then I learned very quickly that it was never going to be as good or at the level that I wanted it to, and then I needed to figure out how to kind of copy myself, create all those processes, and then teach somebody how to do things at the level that I was doing them. So that was, a step along the road too. I know a lot of people talk about, virtual assistants and all these things, and I think that there's sometimes an unhealthy reliance on the fact that you're going to be able to bring other people in to solve your problems. And at the very end of the day, this is very much an entrepreneurial business, and like any kind of business, you really have to put yourself into it too.
Absolutely. So we met Jeff in Coronado, San Diego, California, earlier this year at the Midterm Rental Conference. And one thing that, I don't know if you felt this way, Jeff, but one thing that we noticed was just the community aspect of the event, and how everybody seemed to be very helpful, and like everybody was a cheerleader for everybody else. There was very much this sense of let's support each other, let's help each other win in this industry. So that's like one part of the question. I don't know if you felt the same way, but you did a great job of being an affiliate there. And when our interactions with you was very much the case. But also with that said, I noticed in one of your posts recently that you had some sort of mind shift from maybe what the original reason why you got involved in the industry to maybe why you're into it now. So maybe your motivations changed, but they're very much aligned with just helping people get ahead in this industry. And maybe it went from like a takeover to let's be supportive and help each other as much as we can in this industry. Maybe you could speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the very, very honest reason why I started this business and Host GPO was because I was personally in my business paying a ton of money to buy things like mattresses and linens, and I was making huge mistakes. I mean, I was buying all the wrong stuff. I bought every single sheet on Amazon. I like went through and bought that and tried it out and put it in the unit and figured out that it was either not this or not that. And, then we were like running around and buying stuff from, Target and Costco and all these things, and learned a lot of lessons along the way. And so all of that to say that when I started Host GPO, the idea was, how do I save money for my business, get access to better products? And it was a private group of a couple dozen vacation rental companies that were all, having conversations about what is the best mattress and why. And we were really diving deep on trying to understand like what price point made sense, what were the other things that were important to us. And so it started kind of just as that. What ended up happening was, as I started to go to more conferences and meet more people, I realized that this problem of figuring out what to buy was a big issue. It took a lot of time. There were a lot of opportunities for mistake. There's so many things that you're not even thinking about yet. Like, okay, well, this is great for the next year, but like, is this going to last me 3 years? Or am I going to be able to replace this in 2 years? Or is this going to be gone? And how many things do I need to keep in storage and inventory versus like, how many should I be buying in advance? Those types of thoughts were things that I wasn't really having. I didn't even know what contract grade and commercial grade, furniture was, early on. And so a lot of this was me learning that, it becoming a part of the community. But then as I started to go to more conferences, other people needed this too, and we just kind of opened it up and brought more people in. And I think what's really happened over the last, really three years especially, is Host GPO has grown tremendously. We're over 300,000 units that have signed up to join us, which is amazing. But what's super cool is we're really doing a couple things in the space. We're helping to your point, of community, Jason. We're really a part of this community, and we're all hosts. I'm coming from a hosting background. Our whole Host GPO team, most of us are hosts or have been in the industry for a while. And when I was doing this 9, 10 years ago, there was nothing like what you guys are doing here. There was nothing. There were no masterminds. There were no coaching groups. There were no communities. There were a couple associations that were doing trade shows and stuff like that, but the sense of community and this industry just didn't exist. And so as Host GPO started, we looked and grew. We really looked at ourselves as having an opportunity to be a part of that community. So we're really actively involved. We're doing a big fundraiser for anybody that's going to be in Phoenix in October for the Vacation Rental Management Association conference. We're doing a huge pickleball fundraiser. So like we're trying to get involved and like raise money and for advocacy and all the stuff and get more involved in the industry. And that sense of community and helping other hosts out, helping other people figure this industry out is one of the things that's really, really important about what we're doing now. And it definitely wasn't the intention at the beginning before we even knew that this is where we were going to go.
Sure. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. I feel like it's been such a unique opportunity to work with all the people. And I feel like you, us as well, like our industry is a win-win-win when we're, finding families who need help. We're able to place the family. Then we help the relocation company with placing the family. And then we get to take care of them while we're there. And then you guys are the same. It's like you're helping the host save money. And then you're also providing really high quality things for all of us, for these families who are staying in our homes. And so it's been really sweet for us to work in an industry where it's like a win-win-win all around as we get to help people and make money doing it, which is really fun. So
yeah, it's kind of how business should be.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody should win.
Right.
Yes.
So we're just so thankful for just Host GPO, even coming alongside us and what we do with teaching people how to furnish and expressing the importance of amazing furniture and contractor grade furniture and all of that and taking care of the guests. Like hospitality is top for us. And so we have just been thankful for your guys' checklist and even being able to help us help the people that we're teaching in our community save money. So it's been really, really great. So we appreciate all that you've done. I'd love to even just kind of dive in a little bit more to Host GPO,
Sure.
like how it works, so we can tell people about that.
Yeah, sure. So Host GPO, the thing I'll just start saying out of the gate is once you apply and we approve your account, you're able to join the group. You will have 3 months of totally free, commitment-free trial. And we do that so that you can actually get a sense of how how it works, what it is. It's easy to explain to some degree, but you kind of got to get in there to really see it. And so I'll just throw out that if you're buying furniture or linens or mattresses, you should just sign up for the free trial and at least talk to somebody on our team and like look at how it works. But the way it works is kind of like, it's kind of almost like a Costco, but specifically for vacation rental companies. And so you pay $120 a year, which is the membership fee, the membership due. And once you after the trial, once you pay that, or even during the trial, if you start ordering, once you log in, you're able to see all the brands that we partner with. So we partner with brands like West Elm and Crate and Barrel and Pottery Barn, Article for furniture. We partner with mattress companies like Helix, or we'll partner with art companies like Society 6, or fake plant companies, or lock companies like Yale and Schlage and Igloo. So depending on what you're looking for specifically, we usually have most categories covered. There's a few things that for example, if it's going to be something you can buy at like Best Buy or on Amazon cheaper, like TVs right now, like you should go there and buy it. We're going to tell you that because we're not trying to, we're trying to guide everybody to save the most money and put the best stuff in their unit. But most of the other stuff you'll be able to find on Host GPO, and the discounts are pretty significant. The average discounts are around 40%. An average member saves about almost $13,000 a year. It's pretty, meaningful to the folks who are members. And the other kind of great part of it is you're able to talk to somebody on our team as part of your, you get a free consultation call. And that really goes to this aspect of community and helpfulness. And that's just your opportunity to talk to an expert in the space on our team and ask all the questions that you're having. Like, okay, well, do I need white sheets for my property? Or is it a problem if there is X furniture here? Or I'm located, 6 hours outside of the nearest big city. Is this going to work for me? Like, there's a lot of unique questions that go into furnishing and delivery and installation and all that stuff. And you're able to work with somebody on our team who can like actually help and talk to you and walk you through that kind of stuff. Who's really an expert. And so that's kind of a part of it as well. So, you're accessing unbelievable brands, and products, a lot of which those products you wouldn't even be able to buy normally because they're, for example, we have this great partnership with Helix. They're a great mattress company. They have amazing mattresses. We get a great deal on those mattresses. We also have access to a hospitality mattress, which is just a less expensive version of pretty much their standard mattress. And it's so much cheaper. I mean, I don't know the exact percentage. You're talking like 60-70% cheaper than buying that mattress. Normally, you're getting a great mattress that's made to order, all this stuff. And it's right for your use. It's not going to show up in a fancy packaged box that costs them $20 to put all the inserts in and, have a laminated shiny box with branding on it. It's just going to show up from them in a regular box because that's how they ship to businesses. And at the end of the day, like, your guest isn't opening the box that the mattress is coming in. So again, like, those are where we're able to like, kind of negotiate and get the pricing to where it makes the most sense for our membership. And that's kind of how Host GPO works. It's like a marketplace online. You log in, you see all these brands, and you're able to purchase from them directly.
That's awesome. And it's not just a marketplace, right, Jeff? There is a design element or aspect to it as well.
Yeah, so we have a design program, and the way that works is if you are doing a new home from the ground up, we have a free interior design program that we work with Williams-Sonoma on. It's between West Elm, Williams-Sonoma, Pottery Barn, etc. We also work with and partner with design companies that do buy through Host GPO, so they're able to access the Host GPO pricing. And depending on your need, again, this is one of those ones where it's like you should probably sign up and just take that call if you're thinking about design services, because our team will be able to help you decide, okay, I want this free design program. This is what makes sense for me. Or, you know what? For example, I live in, I don't know, Texas, and I'm setting up a property in Florida and I'm not there. Is there a design company that can consolidate and hold everything for me and install it? I never want to go there. I'm going to go there for the week of the install. I'm redoing and doing demolition work, and I need somebody to help me pick tile and paint colors. Those are all very different design programs. And so what we're able to do is talk to you, figure out and help guide you into which one of those is going to make the most sense for you. And a lot of the times it is this free interior design program, especially if you're doing it at home. We've done hundreds and hundreds. I mean, I don't think thousands, but we've done hundreds of homes through this program over the last year. And so, yeah, if you're looking or thinking about design or need design help, that's a great option for you as well.
Yeah, for the designed challenged people out there, that seems amazing.
Oh my God. I'm the worst. By the way, I've done 250 properties, and I know what I'm good at. Like, I can see the room, and then I can imagine where the furniture goes, but then that's where I stop. Like, I can't do like colors or, and I've done some public speaking and stuff where I've shown some of my earlier properties, and they were just disasters, just disasters. I mean, nobody wants to stay in your home in Austin and look at a picture of the Eiffel Tower or, Marilyn Monroe or just like a New York taxi. Like, it's like all that stock furniture, all that stock art and stuff, like that stuff's not going to play. And this industry is getting more and more competitive in a good way because the quality of the units is elevating. The quality of the hosting and hospitality is elevating. All of that is really good for the industry. It will make vacation rentals more trusted, which will in turn get more travelers to book vacation rentals, which will in turn have this industry and midterm rentals grow. And this is, when people know that they can book a stay for 3 months or 4 months that's furnished well, and that they trust, right? The whole industry elevating, it's a rising tide. So it's good that it's getting more competitive. But that also means that when somebody checks into your home, if the picture looked like that was going to be a wood coffee table, but then they get there and the laminate is like peeling off the wood because it's like, fast furniture, and like you're not really marketing it that way, or it's kind of deceptive in that way, it's going to be bad for the industry. It's going to be bad for your business. Like, you won't, you'll get that bad review and so forth. But yeah, that's all of that to say that it's it's a good thing, and design is a key part of that. I've learned that the hard way myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, such a perk for Host GPO to offer that.
Yeah.
You mentioned the industry. What are some things that you're excited about moving forward? Or maybe if you had your crystal ball, you could look into it and just kind of, where do you see the industry going, maybe on a short-term rental and midterm rental basis? Anything that is exciting you, or some things that you see on the horizon?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of exciting stuff. I think, you know, overall, I think it's important to just note that like a lot of reports and things that you look at, they're snapshots, right? And they're like, okay, in the last quarter, in the last 6 months, this is where the industry is. In the last, relative to where it was the 6 months before that, relative benchmark to where things were during COVID. And that's very, very useful. But I think that a lot of people, especially folks that are just getting started out, they're looking at that and then they're like making decisions based off of that. And I think what's really important is to note that when you kind of like zoom out and look at like a 10-year span, this industry is like still very, very, very much has a ton of growth left, is on a very, very strong trend, and will continue to go that way. So I think the short-term rental industry is in a good place. The demand moves a little bit. It moved to these kind of rural areas for a while, then it went back to urban, swung back a little bit, and international travel opening up kind of moved things around. And so the demand tends to move around, but the short-term rental industry overall is very, very strong. The couple trends that I'm seeing there that I really like are the focuses on experiential stays and experiential hospitality. I think that is a really cool little niche that's like just kind of opening up a little bit more in the space. And so by that, I mean stays that are really focused on incorporating the environment or the experience of staying in that home as a part of the stay. So think things like, a Harry Potter home where you go down a slide to get into it, or even things like treehouse stay, but it's actually in a treehouse and you have to climb up a ladder to get there, but you're also in a forest, or things like really great glamping or Airstream type stays, but that are curated to have wellness incorporated in them, and they're located in, right? Those types of like experience-based travel opportunities are really growing, and I think that's really cool for the industry. I think it's a unique thing that short-term rentals can do in a way that's arguably better than a lot of large hotel companies can scale down towards. So I love that as a trend. And then in terms of midterm rental stays, I think that the trend there is very much, I mean, you look at a company like Furnish Finder, who had a record number of both user signups and properties being listed on it and really starting to blow up. That just shows the demand for what's available. And when you look at a lot of the very, very large player multifamily apartment building owner companies, there is this huge shift where they're starting to get interested in, well, what do people really want as a midterm stay? Is this something that would work for us? I think they're seeing the appetite in the market as well. And so I think that it's going to continue to grow and evolve. But that being said, even if you looked at somebody like Hyatt and getting into kind of Hyatt Homes or some of these other big hotel chains coming down and getting into smaller growth opportunities like this and try it out, you're still not going to be able to offer. They're not going to be able to offer at the scale homes or stays that are really designed and curated beyond just cookie cutter. Like they're going to beat you or beat everybody in this is if you want to stay at a hotel for like 2 months at a time, and it's like catering to that business traveler, and it's like in that specific place where they have buildings, like that's really competitive. But what I think is really interesting in the midterm rental space is homes, unique midterm stays, geographic locations that are harder, maybe things that are geared more towards families or geared more towards a specific niche, like nurses or military or whatever that specific niche is. I think that that's not a way that the larger companies are really thinking about midterm stays right now. I think they're exclusively kind of looking at business travelers and not thinking about like relocation folks, nomadic travelers, and thinking about it in the same way. So I think there's a lot of growth in the demand in that area. And I think that there is a lot of opportunity to do unique and well done things in the space to kind of grab that demand.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're seeing that as well. What we do specifically is educate, and our favorite thing to do at Vetted Homes is just to pair a displaced family up with one of our community members who needs a soft place to land while their house is being, repaired, rebuilt. So educating them well, like Kelly alluded to, making sure that they go above and beyond in hospitality is so important to us and the way that we educate our people. So it's exciting times. I think the midterm rental conference, they said, we're just in like the warm-up stage. If this is a baseball game, like we're not even in the first inning yet, which is crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For midterm stays specifically, it's the beginning. There's a lot of questions about what it will be, how big it can be, where the market is. But clearly there's an appetite for it because the numbers are strong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know that's what we find with a lot of our people. Most of what we talk about is almost a discovery aspect. I mean, we've been doing this for 4 years and our business partner is 8 years. So it's like we've been serving families this whole time. And now it's like this big buzz of midterm rentals. And it's great. Like it's exciting for us because now people kind of know what we're talking about. But that's part of it. It's like a discovery of, we have family and friends of friends who just have long-term rentals who've been doing great and they're amazing, assets for their families, but they didn't realize they could potentially make more money, help people keep their homes in better condition over the long term. And so it's been really exciting and fun. And I love that it's just blowing up because it's been just fun to educate and help people. And so, yeah, we're excited for it. It's great to be a part of it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, we're excited to see it and to have been working with a lot of folks that are setting up midterm rentals and like help guide, hey, this is an important part of midterm rental, stays is, the bed. Why, how, those types of conversations. We're having those a lot more, a lot of folks asking specifically like, what do I need to do differently to furnish a midterm rental over a short-term rental? That type of stuff. Those are things that, we haven't been answering a ton over the previous kind of 2-3 years, but in the last year, we've been answering those questions a lot more.
Yeah. And how would you answer that one? What are some of the things you guys are doing different or recommending for midterm?
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a lot and we have some content on it. And I think you guys I think you had Jen on our team come in and talk to your group too. But look, there's a couple just basic things. I think the one that gets left out the most are really thinking about things like the kitchen in a different way, right? When you have a short-term stay, 2-3 days, or a vacation rental, folks are going to use the kitchen, but probably not in the same way as they were going to use it if they're staying there long-term. So whether that means, more kitchen equipment, more kind of plates, cups, etc. I think focusing on things that way. I think focusing on a great example is the bed, right? When you have a short-term rental and somebody's sleeping there for 3 nights, 4 nights, they're not going to care that much necessarily that the bed is super high quality, but all of a sudden you have somebody that's sleeping there for a month. After a week, if they're not happy, you're going to hear about it. And then you have 3 weeks where you have to deal with that person. And so again, focusing on making sure that like that part of the stay is really, really, strong is a key part of it. And then other little areas like amenities, like workstations and things like that become higher level of importance versus a vacation rental stay. I think things like the way you would approach marketing and photography and things like that too. I mean, I think a lot of folks in short-term rentals focus on like, look at the giant Jenga set outside and like, here's cornhole. And then all of a sudden you're dealing with a midterm rental and it's like, yeah, the person would probably rather see like, I don't know, what the outdoor area looks like in a way that they would use it normally. And so I think that that also speaks a ton to the difference. Again, the scroll stopping, bright fuchsia walls with like the huge stencils, cool for a 3-day experience where maybe they want to take a picture. Probably would drive somebody crazy if they had to wake up every day and look at like a bright yellow wall. And so, I think that again, those are just kind of ways that a handful of ways that furnishing a midterm rental is very different.
I love that. Thanks for reiterating that too. It's sometimes helpful in our community to have other people saying like, this stuff is really important and it's a big deal.
Oh,
So
for sure. For sure.
I would love to tap into just you being an entrepreneur and honestly us like looking up to the things that you have done. And our community members are in a sense entrepreneurs as well, as they are running their own midterm rental businesses and starting those out. Do you have any advice for running kind of your own business or anything that you've learned or something? Yeah, just anything for us. I would love to hear.
Yeah, I mean, so many things.
Sure.
I think I don't even know where to start. I would say if you're going into entrepreneurship for the first time, if you can do it with a partner or with somebody else, that's so useful, as opposed to trying to do it by yourself. It's an insane amount of pressure. A lot of questions arise where there are no like direct solutions. And so having somebody to talk that out with can be really, really useful. So I would say if it's your first time, try to have a partner, if you can. And then I would say as you kind of progress in your career, I think the need for a partner is still important, but the need for a mentor is even more important. And so finding a good mentor early, that is, if you're trying to really, really grow a business, finding somebody that you can go to with all your questions, be really open with, and have, guide you through something that they've maybe been through before. I think there's a lot of value in not making one, there's a lot of value in making one good decision. And so having somebody who can help you point you in the direction of saving you from making one bad decision or pointing you in the direction of making one good decision, can save a ton of pain down the road. And I think I've learned that one the hard way. And then, get comfortable being uncomfortable. I think that's what I really like. Just push yourself outside of your zone and own what you're doing, make it a part of your general conversations. People talk about, man, I go to so many events and conferences and webinars and coaching events and all this stuff, and in the tech space and the vacation rental space, all this, and everybody's talking about like networking, how to network. And it comes down to somebody asks you what you do, be comfortable saying what you do, be comfortable asking for what you need, for what you're looking for. It might not be from that person, but if you say it, that person will probably let somebody else know and it'll come back around to you. I think that's something that I learned the hard way, and was like, it's different now. I think 10 years ago, if you were in the vacation rental space, it was like, ooh, like, what is this? Like, is this allowed? There's no real regulations on it. Should I really be talking about it? And now it's just the opposite, where it's like, this is what I do. This is a business. I'm in the space, and just the amount of opportunities personally that have come up for me, just saying that I do vacation rentals and furnished housing, and I'm in this industry and in this space. People from 8 years ago, 7 years ago, will reach out and say, hey, such and such friend just brought me this opportunity. I don't think you're doing anything like this, but do you know anybody who is? And, that's really the power of just owning what you're doing, talking about it with whoever. And I think just like one of the real keys behind networking, which sounds super simple, but it's actually a lot harder to boil down what you say into one sentence than people give it credit for.
I 100% agree with that last statement. The elevator pitch is tougher than you think.
Yeah. Do you guys have one? I'll put you on the spot. If you, I'll even give you a few seconds while I just kind of BS over here. But like, yeah, I get in the elevator, like, oh hey, like, Jason and Kelly, what do you guys do?
Oh, that's so funny.
Go ahead, because
I,
I don't have a minute. I'm way the wordy one. So
I'm,
go ahead. Let's hear
yeah,
your business
I
part.
specialize in brevity usually. Yeah, my favorite thing to do is just tell people our whole company model is just we love to help people. So we help displaced families get back on their feet until their house is rebuilt. And
Yeah, that's really good.
it really just, that's why we got into it, like, yes, it's
Yeah.
lucrative. Yes, it's a low maintenance, in terms of, or when you compare it to short-term rentals, lower
Mhm.
maintenance, you have a completely different type of tenant in your house. But when it gets down to it, we just love helping people. We want to help people well. And what's
Yeah.
crazy is that it can be so lucrative, especially if the insurance company is paying the bill. So,
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there before. And with working with insurance companies specifically. But I love that. I love that elevator pitch, convo, and I really like that. What's nice is you bring up housing, but it's tangential to your mission statement, and then it's the kind of sentence where if you said that one time, somebody will say, "Oh, that's great. How do you do that?" Right? What do you mean? How do you help them find housing? Well, we do this with housing. It's a great, like, they'll remember you if somebody is displaced, or needs housing. You'll come front of mind for them. So, yeah, I think it's a really good one.
thanks. So, as we kind of wind down, what are some of the things that you are most excited about in the future regarding Host GPO? You talked about a conference coming up. You talked about a fundraiser. I
Hmm.
heard pickleball, which is a
Pickleball tournament. I'm very
weird,
excited.
crazy
I
cross
love
between
it.
ping pong and tennis. I'm surprised it's not an Olympic event yet, but maybe it will be there soon.
It's on the way. It's taking over.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
but you're rapidly growing as you alluded to. What excites you most these days? You get out of bed, you pumped. What are you pumped about?
Yeah, I think what I'm really excited about at Host GPO, there's a few things. One, we have a few new vendor partners that we're about to launch. I'm very excited about them. So they've been companies we've been negotiating with for 2, 3 years, and it's really hard because Host GPO, one of our things is we want to make sure that you're guaranteed to get the best pricing through Host GPO. And so you don't have to go around and shop elsewhere and figure it out. And some of the companies we work with have, 5 units or 3 properties. Some have 2,000. And so for them to be able to know, and for all of us to be able to know that, like, this is a good product from a company that has a value proposition that they're bringing to the table. We're very curated with who we bring in. So that's a big part of it. And we have a couple new partners that we're bringing in. One that we just launched was Build with Ferguson, so that's really great because it's like hardware and appliances and flooring and that kind of stuff, which is cool. And then a couple other ones that I cannot share yet. But I will say we have some really exciting ones that we're about to announce.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm really excited about is we have been really working hard on our new ordering portal. And so the way that it works is we want to make sure that when you need to buy things, it's as simple as possible. You can go to one place. You can use our, guided recommendations if that's helpful for you, or you can buy, anything from West Elm that you want, or anything from the other brands that you want. We have these really cool things like bed boxes and bath boxes and kitchen boxes. And we're trying to lean into that where it's like, okay, so this is the company, Standard Textile is our linen partner, one of them. They're who sells to all the biggest hospitality companies. Right? They make great quality linens that are super reasonably priced. It's like the same as buying off of Amazon, but you're just getting way better quality. And what we've done is work with them to say, okay, if somebody's setting up a new property for the first time, um, and they can just click like one king bed, one queen bed, and it's luxury or it's mid-level, right? It'll put all the suggestions for the pillows, the duvet inserts, the comforters, and the amount that you should need of each of those into a shopping cart, and then you can edit it from there. If they're like, you know what, this is a midterm stay, like maybe I'm not as worried about makeup towels. I don't know, or like robes, or maybe I want extra sets of pool towels because I have a pool in the building or in the home, right? So really building out the ways to make it easier for folks to click those buttons and then have all of that stuff shipped in one box. That's been another big initiative for us, and we've made some big improvements there. And so, yeah, those are the two things. Some new partners, making the ordering portal easier to use, are probably two of the things I'm most excited about.
That's awesome. I feel like that's so helpful too for us with midterm, because we're constantly doing the same things when we do the turnover. So it's like,
Oh yeah,
go in and repeat order. That saves so much time, so much time.
yeah.
So-
Yeah, kitchen, being able to click like a kitchen box and just like have like set for 4, set for 8, and just have it, and it's from, that box is from, well, we have 2, but one of them's from Williams-Sonoma, and it's like all their standard stuff, like not the super luxury. Like I can tell you, we get questions all the time, especially when we started Host GPO. I get questions a lot, like, what pot and pan set do we use? What do we use? What's the one to use? And like I can definitively say that 80% of people should be using like the Cuisinart professional stainless steel pot and pan set from Williams-Sonoma with the Host GPO discount, because that pot and pan set is nice enough that it will last, but not too nice that if it gets damaged, it'll be a problem. It cleans very well. It's professional, grade. So it's like, again, like all of these things. And it's like at that price point, if you go cheaper than that, you're going to end up replacing the stuff too much. If you go higher than that, and it's not a luxury property, you're going to be like a little upset when these things get damaged, and then the guests are going to be upset when you have to charge them for those things. So like, again, have all of that stuff like in a box already, and you can edit it if you want, but like that type of stuff is just super important.
That's exciting. I love it. Super helpful.
So good. Okay, last thing here for you. How can people find you? What's the best way to, learn more about Host GPO and all the benefits that we highlighted in this interview?
Yeah, so you can go to hostgpo.com. It's host like hosting, and then GPO, which actually stands for Group Purchasing Organization, which is the type of business that we are. So hostgpo.com. And then we actually have a really great Instagram at Host GPO, which, regardless, hopefully you join Host GPO. We'd love to have you be a part of our community and help us grow. And the bigger we get, the better all the deals get and stuff. So that's super fun too. But I would definitely recommend following our Instagram, just because it's a lot of like inspiration, design inspiration, success stories of some of our members, tips, all that kind of stuff. So at Host GPO on all things, LinkedIn, Instagram stuff. I'm actually pretty active on LinkedIn too, so feel free to connect with me and directly, and Jeff Iloulian, and you'll see my name somewhere, probably around this click thing. Easy to find. There's not like 1,800 Jeff Iloulian, so you'll find me when you look on LinkedIn. And yeah, we really look forward to, again, welcoming more people into the group. I think it's amazing what you guys are doing, helping to educate people, helping to bring people up in the space, and helping beyond just your own business, helping other people help people too. And I think that's just aligns very well with what we're doing too. And it was really, really exciting talking to you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeff, for coming on with us.
Yeah, we appreciate you and are excited
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.